Fontes and Pinnell Phonics Word Study and Lessons book, you will notice a master lesson guide that provides a suggested sequence for phonics lessons. Fontes and Pinnell have indicated 9 distinct areas of learning. 3 of those areas, early learning concepts, phonological awareness, and letter knowledge, are only included in the kindergarten and first grade kits. The remaining areas, letter-sound relationships, spelling patterns, high-frequency words, word meaning vocabulary, word structures, and word-solving actions, can be found in grades kindergarten through 2nd grade. The Master Lesson Guide provides a suggested order for the lessons. This is only a suggestion, and Fontes and Pinnell recommend using your formal and informal assessment data to determine the best order. You will notice that the suggested lessons are not ordered by distinct learning areas. Instead, the plan moves flexibly back and forth between the areas to provide well-rounded instruction.
But we decided to follow the Fontes and Pinnell order and book, and then my instructional coach gave us some aligning teaks that we look at to match kind of the learning targets, and then we make according to what the lesson is and what the teak says in the arc, and we try to align those together. So we try to do about 3 Fontes and Pinnell lessons a week, and the other 2 days we'll do poetry and work with like the TH sound, other sounds, because sometimes just 2 weeks ago we were working on long vowels and short vowels, and if we waited till the end to do that, then maybe the kids wouldn't get exposed to that till later, depending on how Fontes and Pinnell progresses.
In your Fontes and Pinnell Phonics Word Study and Lessons book, you will notice that each section begins with a plan section. This portion of the lesson plan is useful because it supports responsive decision-making about whether or not the lesson is appropriate for your students. The Consider Your Students subsection specifies the skills that your children should have mastered prior to this lesson, as well as the new learning that they will acquire. Based on this information, you can determine if this is the appropriate lesson for your class. In addition, the Working with English Language Learners subsection gives insightful tips and suggestions for making your instruction clear and explicit in ways that benefit all children.
So here I have this right here. This is, what is this picture of? Cat. Everybody say cat. Cat. What sound do we hear at the beginning of the word? Very good. What sound do we hear at the end of the word? Very good. So we have the word cat. Now our target is to change the last sound. What is our last sound? Very good. I want you to change the last sound of t to n. Everybody say n. What's going to be our new word? Can. Very good. Now let's say it slowly. Can. What's the word? Can. So now we have n at the end of the word. We want to change the last sound in the word to very good. The word is cat. Let's sound it out slowly. Cat. What's the word? Cat. Okay, now I'm going to have 2 sounds at the end. Listen for the sounds. Are you ready? Okay, so now let's say the word together. Can. What's the word? Can. Very good. So what we're doing is we're changing the last sounds to make new words. So today when you are working with your partners, you are going to have the chance to work with some cards and identify words that have the same beginning sound but that sound the same at the end. Okay, so you are going to be working with the beginning sound of the beginning sound of and the beginning sound of. There's going to be other words in this stack that have the same beginning sound, but you are going to notice something about these words. Okay? You're going to be noticing something about these words. So you and your partner are going to, everybody say, match, put, and then you're going to say again. When you're done and you want Miss Neubauer to check you, you're going to give me thumbs up so I can come around and check you, okay?
After you have determined that the lesson is a good fit for your class, you can examine the Teach section to review the lesson steps. In this particular example, the teacher has chosen Word-Solving Actions Lesson 9, and we can find that information clearly labeled in the top corners of each page. In this section, each step is listed sequentially, and a visual is provided to support teacher clarity. Also, Phonics and Pinnell have italicized sentences that may be read directly to students if desired. A gray dot is placed within the steps to indicate a place to pause for student response.
Okay, so what did y'all find in this second row? And what did y'all discover aside with the word truck and trunk? Okay, they begin with the same beginning sound. And we have truck and trunk. Everybody say truck. Everybody say trunk. What do we notice about those words? Everybody say truck. Everybody say trunk. What did you notice? Auribel?
I noticed that it rhymes together because it has inch.
They begin with the same sound. What else did we notice? Braylon?
Same ending sound.
What is the same ending sound we hear? Let's say it again. Truck. Trunk. We hear the sound at the end of the word. Very good.
After teaching the lesson, students are given an opportunity to apply their new learning. The Apply section of the lesson plan provides sequential directions for a suggested activity. It is important to note that students can apply their learning individually, in pairs, or in small groups. Each lesson also provides an informal and optional assessment opportunity. These assessments are helpful in determining the impact of the lesson on student learning. Formal assessments also exist in the online resources and can be used at any time. At the end of each lesson plan, Phonics and Pinnell provide suggestions for connecting and extending the learning into other components of balanced literacy. In addition, if you find that your children need additional experience with the targeted skill, the Extend Learning section provides tips for differentiation.
In the past, we used Words Their Way, and it was a good program. We like it because you can differentiate, but after taking the training and learning about this Phonics and Pinnell program, it is just one part of the Phonics learning in Phonics. And although some of the kiddos already have met the goals, we're still following the master schedule that Phonics and Pinnell is doing, just so they have a clear foundation. It's okay for them to learn it one more time, but that way they have a foundation and they can use it in their reading, or when they're working with another partner that may not be as high as them, they're teaching them and working with them, so they're internalizing that even more. They're getting more practice. Yes, it does have a lot of pieces, but the pieces are valuable for the kids to use, and there's games, and the kids love the games. So what we do is just we send them off, and then we find volunteers to cut the things in advance. And so that has made it work for us. And that way next year, we don't have to send it off. Your kit's already made.